Let's talk about the Sunday Nighter, and this one's going to be beautiful. Also, we're going to be live betting it right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys 4-1, 2-0 on the road. Eagles 5-0, only undefeated team in the NFL, 2-0 home. And it's 59 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 6 miles per hour. Harold Williams in the house. What up, Harold? My guy. Let's take a look at
Harold. We're recording this. You can go back and watch it again.
Let's go back to the line history here quickly. And this is our Sunday Nighter. This one's going to be a lot of fun. The Eagles open up at -6. They're now at -5.5. From a total perspective, it opens up at 43. It's now at 42. We take a look at the cash, 8,461 tickets in, 26% of the tickets and 56% of the cash on the Eagles. Yet it's moved a half point in the direction of the Cowboys. Then you have 48% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on the under. I like that under. I want to bet that under, but let's talk it out before I do. The Cowboys coming off their 4th straight win, 22-10 at the Rams. Their defense completely dominated the defending Super Bowl champions. Cooper Rush had pedestrian numbers, but made no mistakes. Finished 10 of 16 for 102 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Don't get in the way. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches for 53. Michael Gallup, 4 catches for 44. Tony Pollard, 8 carries for 86 and a touchdown. Zeke had 22 for 78. The defense is unbelievable. Wow. 5 sacks, 11 quarterback hits. They completely shut down the Rams' running game. They held them to 15 carries for 38 yards. They held the Rams to just 87 yards in the second half when the Rams needed to step up. DeMarcus Lawrence scooped up the fumble, brought it back 19 yards to pay dirt, and it was just a 3rd play from scrimmage. Malik Hooker had an interception. Micah Parsons was limited in the second half by a groin injury, but he plans to play next week. Dan Quinn has a tough defense. And this is the toughest defense that Philadelphia has faced this year. The Eagles remain the NFL's only undefeated team. That was a tight 2017 win at Arizona, 5-0 for the first time since 2004. Jalen Hurts, 26 of 36 for 239 yards, also ran 15 times for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. Goddard, 8 for 95. Devonta, 10 for 87. Miles Sanders ran 15 for 58. This defense didn't look quite as strong as it has been. 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had an interception. Jake Elliott, their kicker, is still out with an ankle injury, and their left tackle, Jordan Mailata, with a shoulder injury. And they lost Landon Dickerson, their left guard, to a leg injury in the first quarter. Shout out to Wick. Thank you so much for the dono, my guy. This is our Sunday Nighter, Andy. Take it away, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah, it does. And I think somebody said something similar to what I was about to say. All the pressure's on Philly. Like if you'd have told Dallas, and let's just pretend in our mind, hypothetically, Dak comes back next week or even the week after. If you'd have told me like, hey, you're going to only lose 1 game with Cooper Rush starting a 4 or 5 game stretch, like fucking Jerry, everybody, Steven, they all shake hands, say that would be fucking lovely. If we can miss Dak for 4 or 5 games and we only lose 1 game, granted it's to a division opponent, that's not great, but boy, howdy, like they're playing with house money as far as, I feel like there's just no pressure on this team and all the pressure is on Philly. They're the undefeated team. They're getting, they're in the media's pumping them up at this point. They really haven't had a super signature win, I guess, yet. And, here we are at a spot where their team total is going to be, 23.5 roughly. The Cowboys have not given up 20 yet. The most they've given up in a game this year was 19. I think was it 19 to 19-3 in that first game against the Buccaneers. But yeah, they beat the Bengals. They only gave up 17. They only gave up 16 to the Cowboys and 10 points the last 2 weeks against the Commanders and on the road against the Rams. Another tough one. If Mike is not 100%, that sucks. I think he'll play. I think he's going to be fine. Philly had some injuries up front, and Hurts really, I don't know, it hasn't been super tested yet. But this is a lot of points to be laying against a divisional foe with a defense that's just absolutely smothered much more experienced quarterbacks with pretty some decent offenses here. So, well, I'd lean towards taking the points with Dallas here, but it's I feel like it's kind of a when do we finally sell on this Dallas team with Cooper Rush playing? It's been a whole damn thing. I saved myself money. I thought it was going to get a 3 with the Rams last week. I said I'd bet a 3. I'd lay 3 with the Rams. This would maybe a get right spot against a defense that maybe could be beat over the top. And I'm glad we didn't get the 3 because I'd have bet it and I got my shit pushed in on that one. Jesus. So I lean Cowboys here. Haven't bet this. And I do kind of like this under. I think it might get a better number. Philly has been really good in the first half, one of the best first half teams. And if we get a nice Philly lead and this total gets up to the mid to upper 40s, I think they, maybe they're able to keep this kind of a slow plotting, run the ball out, get to the finish line second half, and a live under comes in nice.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I'm going, even though we get to live bet it, which I love, I'm going to pregame. I'm gonna bet the under 42. I'm gonna bet it tonight.
Sure.
I want to have something in on that under, just in case. So I love this. This is going to be really, really, really fun. And I don't need to take a side here. I can understand why people like the Cowboys. For me, it would be Eagles or no bet. I don't want the Cowboys. I don't want to buy in high for them.
And truthfully, the Cowboys defense has been good. I just rattled off how many points they gave up, but 10 points to the Commanders, that's at home. That's nothing to write home about. The Rams have been kind of horrid lately. And like I said, they have a lot of issues. The Giants, that was kind of getting into their groove, despite that being up in New York, New Jersey. The Bengals are just horrid when you can get pressure. The Cowboys, that was a really good matchup against the Bengals there. And then the Buccaneers didn't really need to do anything in the second half because that Cowboys offense wasn't moving. I feel like the Buccaneers could have put up more points against the Dallas Cowboys. So let's not make them the 85 Bears quite yet. It's a very, very good defense, but they've yet to maybe face a high-end offense, a smart offense, a dynamic team like this. So this one, I kind of want to just watch this and enjoy it. Bet the second half.
Sky Dragon says the Cowboys defense is so overrated. It says if Hurts is competent, Philly puts up 30. I
don't know if I go that far, but I like that he's on my side here at least.
Well, but the Eagles only put up 24 points against the Vikings. Now I know they were in complete control of that game, so that changes things. But I don't see how if the Eagles aren't in complete control of this game, then it's a low-scoring game. So, and Sky Dragon says none of the offenses Dallas has played can pass protect. And Birdie says the wrong team is favored here. Well, I don't need to take a side. And Birdie, and if you are right, this game goes under. So I like this spot. Do you want to make anything official here? Or are you just going to watch this?
No, I want to watch this. I want to enjoy this.